So welcome to the Opus Dei Academy of Food. Today's course study, hydrogen, how you deserve righteousness. Our God empowers nutrition. Today's class is a level 2 class, base 3 of 4, dealing with the cycle of life. Now, as we think of food, let's think fish, chicken, beef. They have a purposed life. The seed turns into the harvest. The harvest is taken, nutrition is delivered. Now, nutritional value, when harvested, starts at 100 and works its way to 0. 0 begins the purpose life, not necessarily, because once there's a 1 underneath, then it becomes a whole number. But in purpose, as it is being fulfilled, from 0 to the fulfillment of that purpose. Now, key words: purposed, intent, designed, determined, resolve, expecting, hope. Nutritional, obtaining health and growth through food, passing through our bodies, organizational excellence. The scientific branch dealing in nutrients and the processing to gain nutrition and nutritional value. The purpose life in passing to the nutritional life. Remember always, food passes through surrendering its value, ultimately to return to the cycle of life. That food passes through us surrendering its value. We deplete our body of whatever muck we have to remove. It is returned ultimately back to the soil. Now, as we take a look at the contrast, the conflicting aspects to different abilities, whether it's majestic existence or synthetically synthesized. Now, again, synthetic, not real nor genuine. Synthetic nutrients are dietary supplements made artificially in a laboratory or industrial setting. Supplements. Again, what does supplements mean? Okay, glad you asked. Supplement. Supple. That which is workable, kneadable, tractable, pliant, malleable, adaptable, modifiable. Wait, what happened here? Oh, check this out. Work able, knead able, tract able, malleable or malleable, adaptable, adaptable, modifiable. So what are we doing? We're working, we're kneading, we're tracting, pliant. We gotta look that word up. What do you do when you maul something? Okay, like a mallet. Adaptable, modifiable. Modify, adapt, tract, work, need. Okay. So it's modifiable. The supplement can ape a man in his ability to utilize minerals, and this school of thought has no respect for grace and the gift grace offers. That's a crazy ass, boy. Because meant. Agent of specified action. Specific, specimen, specified. Agent of specified action. Laboratory, need agents. Nature, God, doesn't have to use agents. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's just think of detergents. That's an agent of deterge. Now, if you look up the word deterge, you're going to see something of a cleansing soap activity, something of removal. So when we see detergents, that's agents of deterge. Well, we used to use fats, animal fats in particular, and they were used to keep our environments clean. As previously discussed, we are looking at vitamins and the list of such. whether the solubility is whether it's fat or water. It processes through our body, passes through our body. These vitamins are attained from things kept inside the soil. These are lists of minerals, each and every one of them. And whether these minerals are trace mineral or major minerals, trace or major, one being in need of extremely small amounts, or the other one needed in greater amounts. Major league, minor league, still the same game. Now, as we look at minerals, when they're taken from the earth or in the earth, they possess 100% of something. And then as that mineral is utilized, down to the capacity of being emptied, this is what I consider to be what we know as God. Substance of God. It is what is here to sustain not only our individual life, but our life collectively. Generations past to generations future, while all proceeding through the now. Now, vital amines, or vitamin, vital amines. Now, to start to understand this all, we must first understand the word organic and the word inorganic. Where in inorganic, neither plant nor animal, yet a regularly repeating internal structure, absence of, what's this? Mycelium. Mycelium empowers health, growth through the synthesized cycle of nutritional intake from minerals in the hosting soil. Wait, what did that say? It's neither plant nor animal, yet a regularly repeating internal structure, absent of mycelium. What's mycelium? Mycelium empowers. It gives strength, it gives energy, it gives ability, empowers health, growth through the synthesized cycle of nutritional intake from minerals in hosting soil. Wow. You mean to tell me we get life from something that's not a plant nor an animal? Synthesize, what the heck is that? A gift, an ability. We are gifted as vitamin D in our body. Our body constructs vitamin D. It is produced when our skin is exposed to sunlight. So what? I go out in the sun and my skin somehow takes that I can't see, but yet I enjoy. I can't buy a bucket of sunshine, put it in the refrigerator, cool it down, or freeze it needed later. No, sunshine. Produced when our skin is exposed to sunlight. Woo! Niacin from the amino acid tryptophan. Vitamin K and biotin, both made by bacteria in our gut. So that bacterium acts with something that's not alive and somehow, some way gets me from nothing, biotin and vitamin K. That's absolutely crazy. How can we get something from nothing? If it's not alive in the form of being an animal or a plant, how does that exist? Now, let's take a look at this word mycelium. Woo! Mycelium is a primary factor in a plant's nutrient intake and growth. Is a primary factor in a plant's nutrient intake and growth. So, for something to be taken, there has to be an action. And for something to grow, there must be an action. Boy, this must be something that really just gives life. But mycelium is an important food source for invertebrates like nematodes, mites, beetles, worms, senna and millipedes, and spiders. Land or sea, they that feed of this mycelia, which is a single form of the mycelium, become food that allows others to feed upon the food that they themselves carry forward as they become or enhance in production of consumption in the cycle of life. So as one gains life, it surrenders its life so something greater can occur. And that greater occurrence and a greater occurrence and a greater occurrence until that energy is spent and returned. Is returned to where it came from, to the soil. Okay, so mycelium keeps plants and animals, keeps and gives the ability for every active action inside of us to occur. Now, going back to the vitamins and the minerals. So a mineral comes from nature, God, nature, majestic existence. And the other, synthetically synthesized from a medical laboratory, medical laboratory, synthetically synthesized. Synthetic is neither real nor is it genuine. One, begotten. God binds, God delivers. Happy, happy, happy. The other, the medical laboratory, is to be had. What binds that ability? What is used to deliver such as nature does? And what is it that they use to deliver? Illness equals disorder, dysfunction, dis-ease with no peace. Examples here of vitamin C. We do not have the ability from what we are to make from the minerals or compounds. Meaning it's not inside of us to have the capability. It's not inside of us. Because if that ability came from inside of us, then that ability would be from us. Okay? We gather the mineral and the compounds. But this vitamin C, citric acid, do fulfill our need of this vital gift in the need to eat or drink of this vital amine. Vitamin C, you see, is how the medical laboratory made its bones. Right there. It gave the industry structure. Vitamins, we can give them to you, give you that nutritional oomph. Okay, we understand. But 100 years later, we're coming to understand a lot different. See, there's something called the Krebs cycle. The citric acid cycle is a part of a chemical series of reactions that life, and whether me, you, the cow, the chicken, the turkey, the bird, the fish, doesn't matter. Life uses to break down food into electrical potential that our cells use. Anything that is alive, okay, organic, has cells. Those cells have to function in the same capacity to develop into tissues, organs, and an organization. Now, this reaction is most important. Sequences to occur as we live. As energy is in its form from the mitochondria, the powerhouse, this as well can be used as a building block for use in a larger number of important processes. Each is a process unto itself. You can't build a half a roof and a half of a floor and expect the building to be steady. Piece by piece, the foundation must be laid first, and then the appropriate building. If we are true to ourselves and start to understand that we have way too much muck in our body, we must rid ourselves of this. And the Krebs cycle allows all of the functioning that we have inside of our body to occur. Lastly, we'll talk about amino acids. That all amino acids are integrant, making up, not tearing down, making up, okay, or contributing to a whole. It is a constituent. Just like when you hear a congressman or a senator, part of the whole that he represents, each one is a constituent. So as constituents give in to something like a team, each team member has a role, and in order for that team to exist and operate, each is responsible for particular activities. Now, amino acids, God's compounds that undergo the reaction expected. Amino acids, they deal with command, intent, and hope. Constituent, functional groups. The command, the intent, the hope. Now, not just you and I as an organization, but inside of us, each one of those cells, each tissue. See, I tried using the smaller meaning larger. Small cell, larger tissue, larger organ, larger, the larger organization. Just like we see seed, sprout, flower, flourish. In our food cycle, simply, grass, cow, we eat, refuge. Seaweed, fish, we eat, refuge. That is the cycle of life. We must, as humans, or as society, humanity, whatever have you, need to take responsibility, because we ourselves are the amino acids, and us returning something more nutritional back to the soils, opposed to all the muck that we use to allow a pill to hold something nature freely gives. Now we'll get into the processes of why it's called a medical laboratory, okay? Because even if you get all the components in, did you ever have a vitamin fall apart in your hand? No. Yet they'll tell you X amount of milligrams, grams, or whatever have you. But does anybody know what percentage of that pill is exactly what you're taking? Or is it just in there to keep the air away from what's being held? There's a lot that goes into it and a lot to learn. But the more that we can grab from nature, our intended hope, that gives our body the command to say, wow, this is good. Okay, not a fallacy like, oh, this tastes good. And then the next day you got cramps and everything all over the place, stinking up the house. Not good. So again, everything is part of something greater when it comes to our existence. Learning how to deal and see this is something that I hope that we get to examine and comprehend. Thank you.